Trophies are always good to win, I guess. You must be pretty happy with how you guys are building towards the big one in July.
Yeah, for sure. I think this being the only real tournament format we had leading into the World Cup, I think it was important for us to really get those games under our belt, especially being back-to-back in 10 days. So to come up against those tough teams and perform the way we did, obviously we still have a little bit to work on, but the performances were really good, and they were really good 45 minutes in there, and that's what we can work on. And yeah, well, it's a very positive tournament for us.
Obviously, you had a great tournament, as we know you're the player of the tournament. A couple of games ago, Tony said that, we were talking about your performance, and that you had even said that it was annoying that you couldn't bring club form into the national team.
Mm-hmm.
So what has happened that has allowed you to be absolutely huge in 3 games?
I think I come off a couple good performances from West Ham leading into this tournament, and I think it was just the mindset that it was almost like I had nothing to lose at that point. And the opportunity came up, and I just wanted to grab it with both hands, which is something that I haven't done in the past. So I've just been doing a lot of work overseas, and thankfully I was able to bring it into national team, and hopefully can keep going that direction.
Isabel.
I guess this tournament for you guys this year, you said it's so huge, but for yourself personally, to have this performance leading into the World Cup, what does this do for your career and international career?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, confidence-wise, it's a really big boost for me, especially not having played in the national team for a while now. But I think I'm just happy that I was able, like I just said, to bring in my club performances into the national team, and it's probably the most crucial time to do that. So, yeah, I'm really happy with myself personally, and I mean, hopefully I can just keep moving in that direction.
Tony talked about you being the perfect team when you weren't playing. How hard was it to keep your head up when you're not getting the chance?
Yeah, I mean, very hard. I think everyone wants to be in the starting 11, but I mean, we're a tight-knit team, and we have to support each other. And I think you can see in some of those games that the girls that come off the bench really put in those performances that we needed, and I think that's crucial for us to, stay all together in those situations, and that's exactly what I did.
Someone that you've been working very closely with for the last 2.5 games has been Claire Hunt. What have you made of her performances over this tournament, and do you perhaps think that she's done enough to impress to make the final 23?
Yeah, honestly, she's been unreal. To come in like she has, with the mindset she has as well, she's showed so much confidence and so much composure on the ball, and I think that's really what we needed when she come in. So very proud of her, and I do think she's definitely going to push for a spot in the World Cup squad. But it's really early days, and it's only 2 games in. But yeah, we'll see.
What did you take out the last 10 days? I know Tony's been big on World Cup mindset, tournament performance. Like when you've had these, 3 games in such a short space of time, what lessons have you kind of learned?
I mean, we had good spells in there, but I think we still had, against Spain, our last 45 wasn't the greatest, and we probably didn't have the best 45 again today. So I think we still have performances to work on, but I think just getting into the mindset of competition formats and having to back up game after game within 10 days, I think it's just going to really get us used to that intensity that we're going to face at the World Cup.
1 or 2 questions, and then Tilly.
Just how about from your personal, just coming into the World Cup, what do you think you might need to do?
I mean, I think everyone has weaknesses to work on. I think I'll go back to my club and I'll work with my goalkeeping coach to, we'll go over my games that I've just played and, find little mistakes that I've still made in those games that I need to get better at leading into the World Cup, and, still having that confidence, but acknowledging that I still have a lot to work on.
One question.
Matilda's next play England over in the UK. Obviously, you play against a lot of the English strikers week in, week out. How are you feeling about the prospect of taking them on in the national team environment?
I'm really excited. I think it's going to be an insane game. They're definitely a competitive squad, and I think a lot of them obviously faced us in the Olympics when we faced GB. So that came down to the wire, and I think they're all looking to get redemption as well. So I think it's going to be a massive game for both teams leading into the World Cup.